everyone, I'm Apollonia Ponti, your dating and relationship coach, founder of ApolloniaPonti.com. And I'm your coach for you men to build that life that you desire with confidence and attract that woman into your life. And in today's video, we are going to talk about approaching a woman as an introvert man. But before we get started, don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel so you can get up-to-date daily advice for your dating and relationship lives. Okay, so let me be really clear about something that I don't hear a lot, and I don't hear a lot from obviously other men coaches, but from other women coaches as well. And the reason why, you'll see why, that you don't hear from them from a lot of men coaches. But as an introvert male, I want you guys to understand something. There is something very sexy about a male that is an introvert. And a lot of times I don't hear this. And I'm like, why don't I hear this? A lot of my girlfriends and I talk about this all the time, that there's so much sexiness behind a man that is an introvert. And I'm going to get into the reasons of why, but then I'm also going to give you tips in this video about how to start approaching it in a better way so you can feel more confident. And make sure you stay till the very end, because these are really good tips that I've studied and incorporated into my practice off of human behaviors. But the reason why that an introvert male is very attractive to women, and typically women with a really good head on their shoulders because they've been through the bad boy phase probably, or if they've done their homework, let's just say. And an introvert man brings a lot of mystery, like mysterious behind them. And they're so focused and driven a lot of times in their life. And also they're typically like a one woman type of man. And a lot of them, doesn't say all of them are, and a lot of women actually respect this in a man because of the fact that he doesn't have to always be out there. He doesn't have to be hitting those nightclubs all the time, or he doesn't have to be out every single night. And that is actually very attractive because it also shows a sort of humbleness to him. Me, myself, I was always attracted to an introvert man. And you can see why, probably because I don't have problems with going up to people and talking to them. So I made things easier, and I would be able to detect when a man was introvert or not and kind of get him open to just talking to me. And it was really easy for me, obviously, with my line of work, but it was something that I was always attracted to from 25 and up. I went through my stage, but other than that, it was something that I felt like was so valuable for me to tell you men that are watching that are introverts, because you don't hear this enough and you don't hear it often. And I'm not saying it to stroke your ego. I'm not going to give you BS. You know that. I'm the first one that's going to give you the truth. And it's true. A lot of women do like introverted men. And one thing I didn't mention is you don't need attention from other women, and you can find a lot of mental stimulation in a man that is an introvert because of the fact that he is an introvert. And I'm going to go into that a little bit more. So let's talk about what goes on in your head so you could see the common things that go on as an introvert male. You're saying, well, what if she thinks I have nothing good to say? What if she rejects me? What if she thinks I'm stupid? What if she thinks I'm unattractive? What if my conversation just alludes to something that's so stupid and I turn her off and she just rejects me or throws her water in my face or calls me ugly? All of these thoughts I know go on your head. And then all of these thoughts are going on your head. And then that's why ultimately you stop approaching her and convincing yourself to approach her, because of the fact that you just had all of these negative thoughts in your head and now you just convinced yourself out of it. Sound familiar? And here's the thing. A lot of people will tell you to say, well, then tell yourself the exact opposite. And you're like, well, it's not that easy. If I tell myself the exact opposite, I'm still going to remember my beginning thoughts, right? So it's kind of like you have to go in with a plan. Yes, telling yourself exactly opposite of what those thoughts are, like, okay, this girl's not going to find me attractive. And before you go in and approach her, you're like, she's going to find me attractive. Okay. Yes, those things can work, but I'm going to give you some more clarity on what you can do that will mend those thoughts that you have and have more control of your environment and how to approach a woman. Because it's like riding a bike. When you grow up, you're learning how to ride a bike, right? And you have to fall down a couple times in order for you to ride the bike successfully. So you have to fall down a couple times in order to approach a woman. Doesn't mean falling down will be rejected, but it means learning. And approaching women, the more you approach a woman, the more you'll learn, and then the more you'll get into it and the nerves will go away. So here are the tools that you can use when you start to approach a woman. So I always give my clients this pyramid. And I'm going to go into that next. But before I go into this pyramid, because visually it can help you focus on this pyramid as you're talking to women, but I want to first go into the principles of how to start a conversation so this can be top in mind. You always want to go with the what, why, when, where, and how. And the reason being is because those are always the ways that you can start conversations with women. So you want to ask questions with one of these things first in mind. So what nationality are you? These are all open-ended questions. So the more that you get used to asking open-ended questions and not closed-ended questions where it's a yes or no response, the more balanced that you will be when you approach a woman. Because let's be honest, it's like preparing for a test. You feel confident if you know that you are truly prepared. So that's why it's so important to remember those 5 things. So those 5 words that you have are the first things that you can ask in a question. So how was your day today would be a how. Do you see? These are all open-ended conversations. Now let's talk about the pyramid. So now that you have the 5 things of how and what to talk about to a woman, I'm going to give you the pyramid thing. So now you have that one tip so you can feel more comfortable as an introvert man approaching a woman. The first thing that you can talk about with her when you approach her. So on the top of the pyramid, because women like compliments, and you don't have to always give a compliment, obviously, depending on what type of man you are, is point out something that you noticed about her. That's the first of the top of the pyramid. That can start right there with the conversation. And then the next would be the environment that she's in. That would be a great way to start. So that is the right end of the pyramid. And then the next left of the pyramid is her. So not only are you pointing out something you noticed to give her a compliment, or here you're talking about the environment, like what brings you here often or how often do you come here, but you're also asking a question about her is the third one here. And that looks like asking her about her day, approaching yourself with a confident, firm handshake and introducing yourself and asking her name, things like that, because of the fact that you want to make sure that when you're approaching a woman, it's kind of about her, but also you go in with a plan. Because as an introvert male, it's a lot harder for you to diminish those negative doubts and those negative thoughts. But if you go in with a plan with the 5 words that I'm talking about and your pyramid, this is going to help you kind of align and feel prepared to go out and conquer it and approach women. Because the more that you do this, you'll see the more easier it will get. Now, I'm not saying to step out of your comfort zone and be someone you're not, because as an introvert male, it's a beautiful thing, and I've already talked about that in the beginning of the video. But what I want to say here is you have to make sure that the environment that you're in as an introvert male is something that you're comfortable with. Because there's a lot of times where I have clients that come to me that are introvert males and they say, you know, my friends are always forcing me to go out and I don't really drink and I don't like this environment and I'm not uncomfortable already in the environment. So if you're already uncomfortable in the environment, it's going to be harder for you to approach a woman. So don't be so hard on yourself. Start going to environments that are comfortable for you. That is what's truly, truly important. And surround yourself around those people that you're comfortable with. So you know women love talking about themselves. So I'm going to give you some tips, and I want you to write this down if you're an introvert male, because I really want you to take back a lot of this in this video. This is a really quality video because it's basically like I'm coaching you through the camera. I am giving you actual tools right now for you to use. Why? Because every single one of my viewers, I want the best outcome, especially when it comes to your love life and with fulfilling for you within. So let's go into the other things, and I want you to write this down. Women love talking about themselves. So the 4 things that I want you to remember too when you're approaching, besides your 5 words that you can remember in the back of your head and also your pyramid, but I'm going to give you the couple things that you can start basing and getting questions from and start brainstorming some questions. And it's one is get information from her. So meaning like, where is she from? Where has she traveled to? What is she like doing for fun? Does she seek adventure? And if so, what does that look like? Those are things about getting information. The next one is focused conversations. So you don't want to have a conversation with a woman and because you're nervous, be looking everywhere. and everywhere but her because you're nervous. And this is just going to show her and get her kind of nervous. And then it's going to cut her responses short because of the fact that she feels that you're uninterested. So if she cuts her responses short, it's going to give you less of something to go off of and kind of have that back and forth conversation, because one, her answers are short, but two, you're not even focused on what she's saying because you're so focused on the outside environment of being nervous. And next is solicit your opinion. So if there's something like a new movie that just came out and you're talking to her because you're getting information, remember? You're talking about this new movie that came out, let's just say, I don't know, a movie came out, whatever, and you don't like it, but she loved it. Give your opinion of why you didn't like it and go back and forth with her. This will increase the banter, the fun, and even the playfulness probably. Next is find a way to like kind of gain consensus, like a mutual agreement about something, an agreement that you both like to come here, you both like to go try this new restaurant, you both like to hike, you both like to ski. You want to share something in common with this woman. So meaning, oh yeah, I like to ski too. Or yes, I like to go hiking up here in the Hollywood Hills, wherever you might live. I know the Hollywood Hills is in California and I have you guys internationally, but you know what I mean here. So you get my drift. Come to an agreement of something similar with each other, so it's more open to conversation. Or maybe you can have her say, well, hopefully we can try that out one day. Oh, we should go hiking one day. Because of the fact that you're an introvert, you have to remember that you have to also kind of give the hand for the woman to respond to. And sometimes this can happen when it comes to gaining consensus or an agreement of the type of things that you like to do together. It can show her the fact that you have something in common, and also maybe have that friendly thing of, hey, maybe we should do this in the future, or we should go for a hike with some friends, or we should go have some coffee there at the place that you love, whatever it is. So good open-ended questions. So I want to end this here with the good open-ended questions. Good open-ended questions is asking for an opinion, like a what would you do in my shoes type of response, and just kind of like saying, tell me more about that. If you get nervous, I love always telling my introvert men, if there's a time where you just black out and you blank out and a woman's talking to you, just completely say, tell me more about that. And then once you do that, she'll tell you more and she'll be like, what do you want to know? And then you're just saying, I want to know more about you. What is it that your day was so, what was it about your day that was so bad? You know, things like that. And that's how you can kind of fix yourself and get grounded in that moment of power, because I know how nerve-wracking it can be. But I wanted to give you the tools in order to get there. My goal is for you to be comfortable in your own skin and comfortable around a beautiful woman. So I hope this video gave you the tools that will help you get there one step at a time. And remember, it takes practice, it takes work. So don't be so hard on yourself if you fail miserably the first time. Remember all the tips that I've shared with you, especially the environments. You have to be okay with the environment that you're in and feel comfortable with your environment in order to have that conversation with a woman. Because a lot of times you as an introvert are only giving one-ended responses, like yes, I had a good day, or no, I didn't have a good day, but you don't go into the details. So my last tip on that is to always try to go into as much detail as possible. If you liked today's video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, please take the time to subscribe now. And I enjoy hearing from you. So comment below, share any questions, and share what tips in this video were most useful for you and that you would like to take and tackle. And I encourage you to do it. So comment below and I will do my best to respond to you. And remember, if you liked today's video, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you again in the next one. And remember, you are always loved. Bye for now.